my presentation now? Yes.
Yes.
If you did not join for our LinkedIn group and our YouTube channel, please do it now to be up to date, and you can see recording of our meeting, and please subscribe to our channel and like our videos, and in future we have more videos every month. The next here our team: Anuja, Mahit, Olga, Huen, Chin, and Paresh, who work on this meeting and organize any event in Kazakh group. Today, I am Olga Nesterova. Will try to host this event with Paresh, of course. A huge thank you, Microsoft, that support us every time. Today, our speaker, Junaith Haja, with a very interesting topic, data as a product, and let us to announce our future events.
So give me one. Yeah, this is okay. So just next couple of weeks from now, Surbi, who has already spoken at SQL Saturday Houston about Snowflake, she's actually going to talk about a very modern topic, right? And how Snowflake controls cloud security and data governance both. So you don't want to miss. On that day, we will be giving away some special prizes. So please make sure that you can join us, right? And then, of course, this about the events in the yellow, you will be able to see them. So we are technically booked almost till the middle of February now with speakers and all that, just so you know. Go ahead, Olga.
Yeah, of course. Don't forget, November have a very great events.
It's coming up, yeah. So,
yeah, and as you see in the January, we will have meeting in person, so don't miss it as well. And in February, okay, another events will be not in person, just online. Here you can see events, SQL Saturday and Data Saturday for the to the end of this year yet. So if you're able to attend, don't miss it as well.
And our Houston itself is on 8th of November. More information in the next slides.
Here we have pre-cons before SQL Saturday Houston in November with Brent Ozar. You can Paris, Brent Ozar already does not have free available spots, or he has.
So we currently have 30 people full. So we have at least one class full, right? And
but people can register.
Yeah, they can register. Yes.
They
can register. So,
okay, great.
So guys, this is not just theory. Brent is numero uno in the whole planet when
Absolutely,
it comes to
I agree.
SQL Server performance tuning, right? So you don't want to miss if you want to, but there are two others also that you may want to check out. So the next one, please.
If you're interested
in Fabric, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Of course, Ginger Grant is a wonderful speaker as well, and I have heard her. She's really passionate, yes, in Fabric. So I think it will be the interesting session as well. And even I'm sorry that these sessions will be at the same time, because I would like to be on these sessions. And Brent Zar and Ginger Grant. And the third precon, at the same time, if you are more interested in Power BI, you can visit this session.
So the three pre-cons, basically, they are nothing but workshops, and they are paid workshops, okay? And just so I can give you a classic example, like Ginger's Fabric workshop for a day in the Fabric conference in Las Vegas about 6 months ago, pretty much went for $750. Okay, so For the user groups, they usually do it at 1/3 of the cost. Okay, because they want people to be more enthusiastic about these products. So Andy Clark and Helen Wall, they already lead the Power BI user group in Houston, and they are doing the whole day workshop. And I would love for you guys to capture any of these, or if not all of these. Right? Go ahead.
And the the most important for us event, this is the SQL Saturday, which will be 8th October. So
November.
welcome.
It's
Oh my
going
gosh,
to be in November.
sorry. Yes.
You're nervous.
Absolutely, yeah. This is my second time as
So
moderator.
I can actually
8th
share
October
with
is
you here.
today.
Yeah. Yeah, correct. Not today, but 1 month from today. Right?
Yeah.
And I
Okay,
just wanted
and
to share before you go and before you hand it over. Yeah, go ahead and I will share with you the information about the sessions that we have for those who are interested in attending. I will share my screen. Junaid, give me a second, okay, sir?
Sure.
Share. So we have these sessions, and you can see them here. Sessions and schedule. You can see this, right? It's coming up. It's eternally slow.
yeah, we can see.
Okay. So for those who don't know, so there are like literally 3 gods of SQL Server. 2 of them are going to be in the same room at the same time, Brent Ozar and Bob Ward. So Bob Ward is going to be talking about the SQL 2025 and how it has been made to be AI ready. Okay, so you don't want to miss that. And then we have like, Power BI, AI, we have professional development chapters, some humorous things, right? For example, here, select a star from wit where humor equal to dry, right? So that's a very good session you don't want to miss. And then Brent will take one classic query, which is really bad, and he will solve it right there in front of you in 1 hour. Okay. Then we are also having women in technology session during lunch. You don't want to miss that because you want to see how the women folk balance the family life, the work life, and yes, they have other life too, like this personal life and so on. But you see Marva Obeid, for example, she is speaking in a conference for the first time, and that is why we selected her. And she is from no, so Pennsylvania, and she is going to be speaking about the use of education and AI in one. So we should have the schedule published today or tomorrow. Something went horribly wrong in the schedule, and that is why I can't really show it to you the way it is supposed to be. But SQL Saturday, if you go to sqlsaturday.com, and if you look at the schedule, it is coming as a list. That is not how it is supposed to be. So, and the gentleman who works on this, his name is Steve Jones. He is like the godfather of SQL Saturday, and he's vacationing in Italy. So, but don't forget to miss. Now, why am I saying you don't want to miss? Because we are at 190 registrations out of 200 possible registrations. Okay, so you really don't want to miss registering here. The lunchless options are all gone. Now the one we have are only the ones where you have to prepay the lunch. Next year we are not going to have free lunches at all. So, I mean, there is no free lunch, but we are not going to have anything without lunch because it feels ridiculous that somebody is eating the lunch because they paid for it, whereas the other 50 or 60 people are just standing there, uh, not doing anything meaningful. Okay, cool. Junaid? So guys, reach out to me if you have any questions. I will not be speaking. I'm going offline now on the camera and the microphone. And Junaid, how will you like to handle the questions, sir?
I think we can. I have only one screen at the moment. Maybe we can have it towards the end of the session, Parish.
Okay, so will you be able to have the context of the questions at the end, or you want us to say maybe every 10 minutes or so, you can stop and ask if there are any questions.
Or maybe when I'm presenting, if you have any question, maybe Olga, can you help me if there is?
Yeah,
sure.
Olga, yeah, we always do that. That's why we are primary and secondary moderators. Okay, cool. I'll shut up now. Go ahead.
Do I need to be in the video or is it fine?
Your call. Generally, it is protocol to have that.
Yeah. Sure.
We don't see slides yet.
Once again, yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
Use user mode.
User mode. It says I'm sharing my entire screen.
Now it's good.
Are you able to see my screen, Olga?
Yeah, we can see speaker mode. It's okay.
Cool. I'll go ahead and start. So first of all, thank you everyone for taking your time to join the call today. And thanks Paresh and Olga for helping us with the giving me the opportunity to speak in the event today. Myself, I'm Junaith Haja. I work as a senior data engineer for Amazon. And today I'm very excited to talk about building data as a product in the age of AI. So here are my personal contact information if you want to professional information if you want to stay in touch. So let's get started with the presentation for today. In today's session, we are going to start with the evolution of data and models. We're going to start with what is a product and what does a data as a product means. And we are going to use 6 pillars of this product mapping across Databricks. And we are going to talk about the Unity catalog, which is the backbone of this data as a product mental model. And we are going to see how to create this Unity catalog and what are the features and some hands-on demo with it. And a few of the features of Unity catalog are creating a fine-grained access control, a vector basic search, and we will wrap it up with some AI SQL functions and end the session with some takeaways. Okay, so from the before we go deep into the topic for today, let's take a step back and think about where data was. In the early 2000s, right, the data lived on server racks, physical machines, and in data centers. It was an era where people, companies started to use data as a decision-making tool, right? That's when companies like Amazon, they discovered, okay, they can build customer recommendations based on the data that we captured. So that's how the evolution of data started at early 2000s. And as we shifted towards 2010 and beyond, we opened ourselves to a new era of the cloud where the storage was infinite and the compute was available when we are not no longer constrained by the compute power. And that was the era of data lake where companies started to store enormous amount of data and process it. And beyond from 2020s and onwards, we moved from um, cloud to the platform level applications like Snowflake, Databricks. They came into existence and they packaged well operating different tools and gave it as a product. And that was a time where we had a good opportunity to implement data as a product, because even though we had a lot of tools at this time, there is still the concept of packaging it together was missing. That's where we have a good opportunity to think data in terms of like as a product, not just as a pipelines or a standalone ETL jobs. So before we go into data as a product, let's start with the fundamental definition of what is a product. A product is not anything that you ship, like it's a experience that you give to a customers that could be reliably and repeatedly used. And there are core pillars for products. It means like you have to say a product should be useful, it has to be usable, and it has to work every single time, and it improves with feedback. and also you can track the success of a product. Whenever we talk about a product, people always think a product should be like Netflix or a Prime Video or any other product that comes to our mind. In today's session, we are going to shift our gears in thinking about data as a product. So what does data as a product means? Data as a product is an operating model where data is treated, managed, and delivered with the same discipline as a customer-facing product. We take something like we take the best practices of what constitutes to the product and apply those principles across the enormous amount of data that we have so that we know what it is, who owns it, and how to use it. So there are fundamental pillars are also available for data as product as well. For a data as a product to be successful, the first pillar is like ensuring that the data ownership, like every data that has to be owned by a specific stakeholders in the business. And the second aspect is the data has to be discoverable. It doesn't matter that we as a company are producing enormous amount of data, but if our end users are having a hard time finding where the data is, that defeats the purpose of it. So a data has to be easily discoverable. And the next pillar is it has to be trusted. For example, we all know there are days where the pipeline goes on to failure mode for multiple days or weeks before we find that there was an issue with the data. So ensuring that the data is wrapped up with the proper SLAs and governance process. And the next one is usable. Like how well is it usable? It has to be consumable across diverse application. It's not just querying the data only from select start from statement. It has to be consumable by catalogs, APIs, and different mode as well. And last one is the impact on how well the data is being used and how we are driving the adoption and the business outcome of the organization as a whole. So what I did here is for today's presentation, I took all these pillars of data as a product and mapped it across different features that is available in the Databricks Unity catalog. For example, the first one, the ownership and accountability. Unity catalog has it's got the lineage, it's got the audit trails that ensures where and clear definition of who's the owner, what is the product, and how we can do it. And also the discoverability pillar, right? Unity catalog, it has the documentation, the AI powered catalog descriptions, which ensures that, let's say, if you find a table in there, it defines what the table is. The third pillar is the governance and trust in terms of making proper policies, the fine-grained access control. Unity catalog has the features for that as well. And quality and observations like ensuring that the data is accurate and it's fresh. The fifth pillar, for example, the value and the measurability, it's got the inbuilt analytics for it. For example, the cost insight, the business adoption metrics, how often this data is being used. And last but not the least, we live in the time of AI. So nothing happens without AI. So there are some super cool AI features that are being available in Databricks that you can use to implement this mental model too. So here we are going to go one level down, and I just want to take a quick pause and to see if there are any questions for me.
Nope. Yeah, good.
Cool. Thanks, Prish. So let's start with the Unity catalog. So Unity catalog is the data about the data in the Databricks version. It has this fundamental store called the meta store where the data is stored using a three-part convention whereby you will define a catalog, you will also define a schema names, and also you will define a table name. It basically, the Unity catalog stores the data about the data. It's got the entire end-to-end data about the data that we are using it in Databricks. It's got multiple features, like it's got a metadata layer where it hosts all the tables and everything, and it's also got fine-grained access control where you can include and implement row-based access control and attribute-based access control. It's got a feature to classify your data and protect PII data in the time of tightened laws and security compliance that we have to abide by. This comes in handy so that we as an organization does not become non-compliant in terms of implementing data privacy mechanisms. It's also got a lineage and impact analysis, and there is an audit and compliance feature which collects all the audit logs about the usage of the data. And also there are some advanced features available in the Unity catalog to share the data across different regions and even cloud. And also there is delta sharing and model and feature governance. There is also vector governance. So in today's presentation, we are going to see all the green highlighted one, both conceptually and also in a demo, whereby you get to take away as these from this session today. The first step is creating a Unity catalog. So for this uh, For this session, there is a sample data set that is provided by Databricks. For example, it's called Bakehouse. Bakehouse is a sample data set. I can drive analogy. It's similar to the AdventureWorks, but Bakehouse is mostly for a bakery data set. For example, it's a fictional pastry and a bakery that is across the world, across multiple supply chains, multiple countries, and all the data about the bakehouse bakery is given as a sample data set in Databricks. So we are going to use that data and create a catalog out of it. So creating a catalog is very simple. You start by giving a generative SQL saying create catalog bakehouse, and then we define the schemas and map the tables for these. Once we map the tables, we will connect them using the delta tables from the base tables that we are using. For example, in this section, we are using the bakehouse.media customer reviews table, and we will create a table in the catalog whereby this is the base table, the raw table, and here we will build a table in the catalog as well. Likewise, we will use the other tables like the sales transaction and sales franchise and create them into a separate schema. So the customer reviews that goes into the review schema, the transactions that goes into the sales schema, and franchises, it goes into the supplier schema. So this is how the catalog in Databricks looks like. You can see there is a bit of a AI blurb that you can see, and it gives you a AI by itself analyzes the table once you create it and gives you some suggested text description about the table, and also all the features that we saw on the earlier slides. In the features section, you can see the lineage of the data set and also the usage of the data set, like when it's used, and also you can select data quality of the data set. I'll pause here and quickly go to a demo section. Are you all able to see my Databricks screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So here, maybe. Yep. These are the sample data sets that are provided by Databricks. So they provide data sets for AccuWeather, Bakehouse, Elsewhere IT, and New York Taxi Schema. So we take the raw data sets that's given by Databricks in the Bakehouse sample data set, and I just use the select statement that we have used to create a catalog in here. So before we go there, let's take a look at this data, right? So I just did a quick select star from for this data set. If you look at this data set, it's mostly like a lot of textual attributes in there. For example, you can see here a customer has written like about 1,000 words lines of textual attributes in there, and saying whether their experience with the bakehouse was good or bad. For example, this one, it's a review in Tenmok and Kagoshima. This one is a review in another country, and this is a review in Japan. So likewise, this data set has data from multiple countries. So what I did is I went ahead and ran the SQL queries to create this bakehouse catalog. So we created three schemas here. One is reviews, another one is sales, another one is supplier. So let's take a look at the review schema. Sorry, the review catalog. So you go to this catalog section in here and open the catalog that's available. We'll start with the reviews here. Okay. So you can see this review bakehouse data sets. It's got the, 1 second. So yeah, it's got this AI generate field in here that will say it will automatically analyze the table, and it will come up with these features that and define a description for this table. And also you can see the details about this and the permission groups that are available in it. If you go to the next level, from the schema to the dataset level, you can see at the dataset level what is the suggested table name that the AI is suggesting, and what are the columns that is available. And you can also see the sample data in here. There is a history feature, and there is a lineage. You can see, okay, this data set is used across these many queries, and it originates from this data set. And also it's got the insights into it, how often this data set is being queried. You also get a feature to set up data quality alerts, ensuring that there are rules to ensure when there is a data quality issue to let us know forward. So let's get back to the presentation. So we created a catalog and viewed what all the features that are available here. It's more like this catalog is like is giving you information about what is there in the data set, right? It's not going to be only the factual attributes, it's going to be the description of what the catalog contains and how the data set is used. In my second part of the presentation, we are going to see how to do a fine-grained access control. In order for us to implement a fine-grained access control, what we have to do is we have to create user groups in Databricks, and then assign these user groups to a different permissions and users. And we can go ahead and create views out of the data set and say, okay, I want to assign this permission for this view only to an analyst group, and I want to mask the particular account number. So thereby we can manage fine-grained access control in these data sets. And if you navigate to this data set, you can see what kind of privilege each and every user group has it across this data set also. The third part of my presentation is about how this Unity catalog comes with vector search. In today's presentation, right, the data set that we took, it's got a lot of textual attributes, right? Traditional keyword search, let's say if you want to query that data set to review a customer feedback about the possible delay in order, different people across the world can say things that are delayed in a different way, right? For example, the order took about 30 minutes to be delayed. or we can say order it arrived late. Some descriptions will say it arrived late. So the order took about 30 minutes to arrive and it's delayed are two different things. So that's how vector search becomes very useful. And, okay. Is there a question for me? I heard a beep.
No, no questions.
Okay. Keep going. Okay, so the vector search, what happens with vector search is vector search takes the the textual attributes across every column on the row that we define, and it converts them into embeddings. So that thereby, when a user types like refund is not received or money did not come back, it gets the embeddings from those meanings and interprets it, so that, let's say, if you're querying on a general attribute like a refund is not received, it can go ahead and give us the detail also. So this can go across multiple ways, right? Always people have different ways of um, communicating things. So a standard SQL may not be possible to do the search here. That's why vector embeddings are a key that comes into play. And also vector embeddings are the fundamentals to RAG. Maybe we can do it for another session. That's another deep dive. So in order for us to embed and create the vector search in Databricks, we have to go through a 5-step process. The first one is we have to create embeddings into it. For example, it's got a code and we'll create different embeddings across the table. And then we will create a delta sync index to ensure that, okay, the embeddings that are generated are kept up to date with from the data set. And then we will build a vector search endpoint, and then we can use that endpoint to query the data set. And then the final one is a semantic query, which can be easily used and queried across. I have written elaboratively about this in my DZone article. So let's take a quick look at it. Okay. For us to implement this vector search, we have to implement the change data feed in there. And then there is a bit of a Python code that we have to write to include that there is a embedding is created, and then we are ensuring that the embeddings are linked via index. And once that is done, we will create a vector search client endpoint, and that will sync up with the delta sync index. We'll create basically a ML code in Databricks. And once these two indexes are created, we can use a simple SQL query to run it, and it will give you results for it. Let's see it in demo. So this is the reviews index that we have created. So reviews is the table, and customer feedbacks index underscore v2 is the index that we have created. So we can go ahead and query the data set here. So I'm asking a basic question here. Just give me details about complaints about the syntax. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm getting into. Okay, let's. Okay. Sorry about the glitch. I renewed my subscription yesterday with the Databricks Premium. Maybe my endpoint is got deprecated, but I have to run the code again and get the endpoint published. But you will see results like this, right? For example, if you go up here, once you go and play from the current, sorry, once you go and run the query here, you will be able to see. So here I'm querying like, show me the delivery delays and late arrivals, which is very generic, right? And it will bring you the results of all the customer feedback that mentioned in the tables about all the delivery delays, late arrivals as well. So, and also another query is a sample here. This is about the refunds not received. Say, for example, you can see if a customer has not received a refund or have any monetary issues. This shows you all the results also via vector search. The last part of the presentation today, like about the AI powered SQL function. So when you look at this Bakehouse data set, it's like too much data heavy, right? It's not like the regular tables that we see every day in our day-to-day lives. It's a specific data set. So there is a ample opportunity for us to leverage a lot of AI powered SQL functions to make our job easier. The first one is AI Summarize. Here we see the review is almost like a 4 to 5 paragraph line of textual statements. We can use this AI Summarize that will simply summarize like the reviews itself. So the function to use is like a AI Summarize. We can say concatenate, use this column franchise ID and summarize me by the review as a franchise level review. So what it does is, it compares, it uses this franchise ID and the review column to come back together and says, okay, Bakers and Kagoshima offers a delightful quickie experience. Likewise, it just gives into a one-liner summary. And the next AI function we have is And the next AI SQL function we have is AI Translate. Here, let's say customers in Tokyo, right? Customer service representative in Tokyo wanted to query this data and they have to review it in Japan language. So they can use this AI Translate function and pass a value in here and it will render the translation into Japan language also.
Can you just run it and show us that?
Yeah, sure. Give me 1 second. Let me pull that SQL up. Cool. Are you able to see my screen again?
Yes, we see.
Okay. Let me copy paste that query here. So this is the summarized query that I showed you. Yeah. So what it does is, it gives you a well-organized summary of these reviews that we have seen. You want to look for the translate function. We can say, okay, this is the translate option we have. Here we are asking to Here we are filtering for customer reviews in Tokyo and passing this AI translate function and asking it to be converted into Japanese language. So let me expand this. 1 second. If you scroll up to the right, you can see the review is translated into Japanese language. Likewise, we have AI analyze sentiment. Back in the days when we are doing sentiment analysis, it takes a lot of time and Python code development to go ahead and build a sentimental analytics. A sentimental analytics normally tells you, what is the customer sentiment about the product, right? So here there are a lot of reviews, heavy data reviews, heavy reviews are in this data set. We can go ahead and do a sentimental analysis and see, okay, whether it's a positive, what are the feedback about that, what is the customer sentiment, whether it is positive or mixed or negative. And you can see, okay, all these functions, right? I've done it from, let's say, from my Twitter days, like 10 years back. It would take a lot of effort even to build this functionality, and now it has become very easier with Databricks that's offering it. And also there are features like AI masking. Say, for example, if you have to handle certain PII data and you have to share it with the customers, and you can always use these AI mask features and leverage it also. So in today's session, our key takeaways are like the data as a product mindset, and how Unity Catalog is the governance and the backbone of these data bricks. And AI is now a product feature. We are not going to operate without AI. So I challenge you all to measure, trust, and do the value. In closing thoughts, back in the days, whenever we receive a product, we would get a user catalog, right? And that catalog would have the instructions about how to use this product or an product. Let's say when you're opening up a VCD or a CD player or any equipments back in the days. Nowadays, there are no more product catalogs, so we are in the digital world. So Unity Catalog is that a digital catalog for your data that tells you about what a data is, who owns it, and how to use it. As a fellow data practitioner, I encourage you all to adopt this mindset of using data as a product mental model, and it can be highly leveraged by using tools like Unity Catalog that will make the governance process very easier and to be successful in your organization. So my contact details, if you be happy to take any questions from the team, and if you want to connect, feel free to connect with me in LinkedIn and share your feedback about the presentation. So go ahead and stop sharing my screen and take any questions.
Thank you, Junaith. Actually, everyone can send questions in the chat,
or
just raise a hand.
Yeah, raise your hand. We can actually promote you.
Chin sends one question. Is that review show in Japanese? Is that stored as Japanese or translated from other language? And she continued to type, and maybe she would like to clarify.
It is translated from English to Japanese.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Live, huh? Okay.
Interesting.
So if you say, for example, sorry, Olga, go ahead. My bad.
No, Parsh, you can.
So my question was, for example, you possibly have some sort of connection or connectivity to the Japanese language. Can you actually run something live to make, say, for example, translating it to Hindi language, for example? Is it doable? Or you need to do some prep work for that?
It's a prep work is needed. This is mostly on the tables, but yeah, can try.
I just thought about another languages which is written from right to left. It is interesting how they will be shown.
Like Arabic, right? For example.
Yeah.
Russian is written left to right, right?
Yeah,
Olga?
yes.
Okay.
Just
Chinese, I
another
think, is
letters.
written up to down, right? Like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
actually.
Chinese is written. Chin might be able to recommend what is there. So,
Yeah, maybe we
Chin
can
has
try.
more
We can try.
questions. Yeah.
Let
Chin,
him
why
go ahead
don't
and
you unmute yourself?
Okay.
on my screen. Parish, I'm gonna try what you said.
Yeah.
And Chin added, if you do general search with vector search, what will be the difference? Maybe will be a next question after demonstration.
So that is TA for Tamil.
Yeah. See it.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you
Kalai
didn't
Mana.
have to do any prep work, or unless
Yeah.
you did that before. So Tamil is Junaith's mother tongue, so you guys know.
Yep.
Oh yeah, very good. Cool. That's in Hindi. Not bad at all, sir. The CN is Chinese or Cantonese?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can
Okay,
read this.
and
Yeah.
Russian. How it will look in Russian?
Are you?
Russians.
Actually, usually
I-
you need another code page for Russian, but I think it's.
Yeah, but remember, this is AI, this is
Yeah.
cloud, right? So I wouldn't worry.
Yeah, this
Oh,
There
cover.
you
great.
go. Woohoo!
Good
I
morning.
think Olga can sleep well today, so
Yeah.
definitely. Okay.
And Chin's question about different general search and vector search.
There is a contextual difference. It's just like how we said the same thing, right? For example, in good morning, I said it in my language, Parish said in Hindi, and Olga is saying in Russian. What the meaning of that is good morning across three different languages. So what vector search does is it integrates the value and store it as a embedding into it with a digital code so that you can search the data based on the meaning of the token, not by the value it's stored. That's where vector search becomes helpful.
Okay, thank you, Chin. Do you have another question? She said thank
Sarah,
you.
thank you so much for registering, by the way. As I posted, you are user number 191 attendee. We need 9 more to fill it up. Cool.
Okay, if we don't have any another questions, thank you very much, Junaith.
Cool.
It was really interesting because I think many companies, I don't say about global corporations, got used to accumulate data only their entire needs, right? And just using the entire business logic and don't think about data as a product and how to unify it and how to use it. It was really interesting. And thank you for practicing Databricks. It was useful.
Actually, this session brought me back so much of my memories from last decade because I pivoted my career towards AWS and seeing all the SQL Saturday conferences from Bentozar to Ginger Grant, all of them are the people that I look up to. So, thanks, Parish, for giving me the opportunity and Olga for facilitating it. Yep.
Cool. Okay, folks, if everybody's happy, can you just bring up those 3 slides again
Okay.
for the pre-cons?
Just a minute.
I have them here. Yeah. So that's Bentozar for those who want to register. Yeah, cool. And that's the Ginger Grant session. Ginger is awesome, actually. I worked with her for about a year when she was a consultant, Power BI consultant to one of my customers. Cool. Okay, folks, and then one more, right? That is Andy Hall and Andy Clark and Helen Wall, right? Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Okay, guys, I will let you go. And Take care, everybody. Happy, but no, even before Halloween, we have Surbi coming up, right? And remember to register for the SQL Saturday. I see a few more people here hanging out. Let me see who. So Sarah registered. Sarah, thank you. Meran, if you have time and inclination to come November 8th, please do. Actually, we look forward to people. Actually, I'm going to push you as a presenter. You can actually go ahead and unmute yourself, Meran.
I do
Ram,
apologize.
would you like to be? Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry?
No, I was just wondering if Ram also would like to speak. He can just kind of say, okay. So yes, Miran, if you can, please go ahead and register. If you are around in the town, it'll be really great.
Will do. Thank you.
Absolutely. Cool. Okay, folks, time to call it a night. Thank you, Junaith. And please do stop by in the Seattle Convention Center, right?
Yeah, sure, I will. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you. Sure, take care. Bye. Thank you, Olga. Awesome job, man.
Thank you.